in our seasons, right? The same day you plant the seed is not the same day that you're going to see that harvest. So it's very important that you are around people that can truly help you get to that harvest, right? Even if you plant it, if you plant seeds but you don't water it, you don't nurture it, you don't do those things that help you navigate to get to your harvest, guess what? That thing gonna die out and dry up so quick.
To some, boundaries are just placing limits. To me, it's where the limitless things begin. Hello, 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 and thank you for tuning into the Boundaries and More podcast with Jess Abraham. I'm your host, Jess Abraham, and today's episode is brought to you by Joyful Styles. Joyful Styles is a lifestyle brand that provides premium quality apparel that promotes joy and positivity. Joyful Styles believes how we approach a situation matters, and choosing to be joyful makes all the difference. You have the power, and it's time to embrace it. So get your Joyful Styles apparel at joyfulstyles.com. That's JoyfulStylez.com. Don't forget the future, right? Wow, best friend. Obviously, I did not know that you was gonna go there and say that, but it's like it. I think I believe in certain episodes that just come through naturally, but it's like you saying that just makes it even more of a stamp. Like it's in me,
Yeah.
and it's naturally who I am, and I really appreciate that. I appreciate you saying that. I appreciate you appreciating that because, like you said, not everyone has that personal relationship with me, and it's easy to just pick up the phone and or come on over for the time being anyway, and let's go take a walk together.
Right.
So
Or
thank you. I really appreciate that.
pool or a walk, it's okay. Either one, it's fine.
You said I heard of little pool. It kind of cut out. What'd you
I,
say about the pool?
or I can beat you in pool again.
Okay, y'all. So see, this is we're not gonna get into all that here, but she swears. So what she's talking about, and yeah, I have a pool table at my house, and she always talking trash, and
Oh,
but she be losing. She don't be talking about that part. She just talk about how much she gonna win and lose 99.99% of the time. But it's
but
okay.
but I just find joy in spending that time with you and quality time, right? And
Absolutely.
be able to just kick it and laugh and whatever. And it's okay that every time I leave the house, I know that I took an L, but I'm going back every time to try and get that done every single time.
They said, brush yourself off and try again. Try
Try,
again.
try again, again and again. See, that's what I'm saying. You have to be able to keep. It's going to keep repeating those lessons until you really learn and be that season is trying to teach you. So apparently, I haven't learned enough about pool to be able to beat you yet, but it's coming.
Hey, I'm just saying, yeah, I'm gonna just leave it there because we're gonna that brings a spark. We're gonna have to get on the table again real soon with pool table, play pool again because that's I gotta watch what's being said here
Right.
today. Like it be taken out of context, and look, we don't
Period.
want that. Okay,
Yeah.
play pool again real soon. You
Yeah.
always invited over here, so I'll be looking forward to that. And again, our walks because I like our walks around the neighborhood, my neighborhood, your neighborhood. I got to take advantage of that while you still in this season in
Yes.
Texas, so that we
Yeah.
can we can definitely enjoy that. But even thinking about that, and you know how I go and just my perspective on certain things, like
Hmm.
li- truth be told, I am a little sad about
Yeah.
I'm very ecstatic that
Right.
for your next season because let's go, okay, but you moving away got me a little, oh man, we just linked back up like a year ago. We haven't
But
been in the same city in a while.
best friend, it's okay. Sometimes it's like you know how we went to we went. Okay, so let me enlighten the folks.
Let's
So
do it.
my best friend, she was wanting to do some yard work, right? She wanted to do some yard work to plant some things around the house, to beautify the space that they're in, right? And I
Yeah,
said, "Hey, I love plants. Let me go along." So we went to a couple plant shops, and she had this idea in her mind of what she wanted that to look like.
absolutely.
What type of
Gotta have a
flowers,
vision.
you know,
Yeah,
what, everything, she had it visualized in her mind. But the
yeah.
thing about that is sometimes when you have a vision of something, it doesn't necessarily always go how you want it. So you have to adapt as you go throughout that season, right? And I say this story for a reason that so I remember we're shopping all around. It's getting kind of hot. I'm like, girl, if this girl don't hurry up and find these plants, like, let's get. It's a little sweaty in here. Like summer was already coming too soon.
Yeah.
So she said, "Oh, what about these seeds?" I remember Kim said, "What about these seeds? We can plant the seeds, and then they'll be able to bloom for next year, right?"
Mm, that's
So
good, best
I
friend.
that in our seasons, right? The same day you plant the seed is not the same day that you're going to see that harvest. So it's very important that you are around people that can truly help you get to that harvest, right? Even if you plant it, if you plant seeds, but you don't water it, you don't nurture it, you don't do those things that help you navigate to get to your harvest. Guess what? That thing gonna die out and dry up so quick.
Mm,
So
won't bloom ever.
it really won't. You
Yeah.
you will be lucky, and if it blooms, it's gonna wilt away just as quick. So yeah. So I appreciate you. That's why I said in future seasons, and
Yeah.
in the seasons we have. Um, I think it's just so pivotal for me to get out of Texas to be able to really transform. And, that's why I wanted to tap back into that environment you talked about,
Mhm.
right? Being able to have that, being able to really challenge yourself. Because I could stay here and be, like be so comfortable, everything is at ease wherever I decide to land in Texas. But I
Mhm.
really want to challenge myself to grow. And I know that, I have a duty and a journey to others as well is to, continue that growth. So I am happy and overjoyed about moving along, but I know that, Texas is not too far away, best friend.
It's not, and I just wanted to, tell her like we kind of stopped that, but I just wanted to let people know, yes, even though I was saying I might be a little sad, however, I am excited for you, and it's
Yeah,
a new way. It's just a new season for you, and it's just another place for me to travel to. It's okay. You a plane
absolutely.
ride away.
Right,
Well, you will be right now. Again, I'm taking full advantage of why you're still here,
right.
but you'll be a plane ride away, and I know uh, as just as I traveled 82,000 miles, it feels like
So,
to Hawaii, 82 hours, long
yeah,
hours on that plane. It felt like it anyway. I can do the same. This is really short. Like if I compare the two, we ain't talking about nothing. I can just get there quick. Probably even a nonstop flight. Who knows? So
absolutely.
yeah, I'm definitely excited for your new season. Like there's something like I want to, give the people something else and be more practical as well. And just thinking about this, because you talked about like Texas is kind of comfortable for you and you want to
Hmm.
kind of challenge yourself to do something else and whatnot. So what I one of the things I wanted to touch on when people are identifying their season, just identifying that certain environments just won't do it no more, right? It
Absolutely.
just doesn't do it for you. And whatever that looks like, right? For me, it was a certain like I'll say
Yeah,
that. So for
let
me,
them let them use you.
look, look, I'm trying to be, focus here, right?
Yeah, I
But
said we got time today, so.
facts. Schedule is blocked out, okay? But it's just like certain environments, again, like I mentioned before, my childhood environments didn't do it for
Hmm.
me no more. I had to be out of it. Like that was no longer a season for me. Truth be told, As it was a point in time when I realized the military environment just wasn't it for me. That season was
Right.
over for me. And I definitely made that transition, right? Exit stage left real quick
Hmm.
ish, let the contract go. We got an obligation, but and just different things like that, or like it's just the simple things, because even so with certain environments, certain people don't cut it for you no more, right?
Ooh,
So certain people might be in certain environment, you might still like an environment, but if a certain person is there that ain't good for your current season, you might not need to go to that environment either. Definitely don't need to be around that person. I'm just
right.
saying, like, just need people to get that.
Yeah, and I think that sometimes, when you're looking yourself in the mirror and you're looking at, not I don't like to call them flaws, because I think that there are certain things, that we all, weaknesses or strengths that we can all, build upon, right?
Mhm.
Um, you will see that some of those people just, it can't cohabitate in the same space, right?
Yeah.
In that season. And it's okay to be able to love people where you are and love people where they are at. But that does not necessarily mean that you need to sit and wade in the water with that person, right? In that season.
Absolutely.
Really want to grow, sometime it's going to take saying, hey, love you, but I'm going to be over here this season. If that is really for you, that person will understand, or those people will understand, that, hey, she's growing,
Yep.
and that's the beautiful part about life and all these seasons. You meet so many people along the way that you're like, wow, I didn't even think that I would meet these people. I didn't even think that my life would look like this, right? When you have that joy that begins to, like we talked about, really say that you're glowing, right? If
Yep.
there's any compliment, I think the greatest compliment that you one of the greatest compliments you probably can receive is that people see an inner glow. It's not about a new hairstyle, it's not about, oh, I lost 30 pounds, it's not
Mhm.
oh, I got a new car. Those things are great, right? And those things are all, hey, give you
Absolutely.
temporary happiness, but the real
It's
happiness,
true.
like space that and time that we spend with ourselves, is being able to look inward and, pat myself on the back every day, give myself a two-step, whatever it looks like for you. um, for me, I'm overjoyed. Like when I wake up in the morning, I'm so excited. I'm so excited because I know that I'm on the path that aligns with, what is for me in this next season. So I wake up, I'm excited, I'm doing all these next steps, I'm doing my meditation to really say like, hey, I'm moving at honestly, best friend, I'm moving at 100 miles per hour right now, and we've talked about that. So
Yeah.
a lot of what I do, I will take time to meditate and to reflect, and say like, hey, what am I doing? Not just all
Mhm.
these actionable steps. Those are nice too, but really feel yourself through those seasons. Like be able to honor your emotions. Um, so that's just a beautiful part about me, about this journey. Um, being able to really love on yourself during the process.
Yes. I love that. And as you were speaking, what I heard? Just be still.
Yeah,
Be
best friend.
still.
Let me tell you something crazy. So I'm reading this morning, right? And it got me so excited because I was reading this morning. Typically, I'll do meditate in the morning and I do 15 minutes of reading. So whatever
Mhm.
it's reading, whether it's something, a self improvement, sometimes I write versus reading.
Mhm.
So either one of those, right? And as I'm reading about movement. So this was related to physical exercise.
Mhm.
But I was reading, and the first step in movement, any movement throughout our bodies, is stillness, right? It's
Wow.
stillness. So you need to be able to say, let me sit with this. Let my mental space be clear so I can see where I'm moving in that next season. So I think that that's a pivotal part that people often overlook is being able to be still, right? Because you
Wow.
want to run full throttle. You're excited, opportunities, you're excited about different things, but it's like, hey, let me take a step back and actually be still, right?
Yes.
What do
Oh
you
man.
do? What's your stillness look like?
No, best friend, that's so good. So let me tell you, um, on my last week's episode, right, I talked quite a bit about this and just like how things are changing, finding that part. So for me, one of the things I've been realizing that because I'm a part of these different communities, I'm really serious about my craft. I'm serious about my
Right.
coaching. I'm serious about adding more, value to people in ways that can truly help them because that's what my heart is. And so I'm like, I'm in different communities, but some of these we have different coaching calls, we have accountability
Yeah.
calls, we have all different things. But lately I realized that some of the time I just need to step back and realize today is not the day I'm gonna get on this accountability call. Today is not the day I'm gonna get on this coaching call. I can catch the replay. Because I say sometimes in life you need to catch the replay, right?
Ooh.
Be
Yeah.
be in the now. So be
Yeah.
in the now. Like just staying even like and don't view it as like, oh man, because before truthfully I kind of wrestled with this because I'm like, oh, I need to be doing this, I need to be doing that. But now in this season, right? I identified in this season, no, I must rest when I say I will rest. I must rest when my body telling me to rest. I must rest when I don't even think I need to rest because it's
Yeah.
coming from somewhere. Being still, right? What that
Yeah.
look
And
like again.
I
Go
think
ahead.
that even with being still, what you find is more beneficial to be still than to
Oh,
keep going, to running
facts,
yourself around, right? Even physically, if you talk about, let's use for example, um,
facts.
if you're on the journey to maybe gaining strength or losing weight, you're like, oh, I want to be at this place within 6 months or a year. I'm
Trust,
going
I
to work
know.
out. Me too, girl. I'm gonna do this workout 6 days a week. I'm gonna take 10,000 steps minimal. I'm gonna do all these things, right? But without giving our body that rest and proper foundation that we need, you can't get there. You
It's
can't get
pointless.
there as you want to go. It's not. So you really have to be able to be still wherever you are at. And I've learned that that's the best, probably one of the best things I can do. It still is a challenge for me, with getting out the military and be able, my position is very demanding, I will say.
Oh
Um,
yes.
it's very demanding. So I've learned to kind of to slow down. And some days you really just have to say, I gotta leave it, right? That's hard, and it's not always the easiest to be able to maneuver that. But I am learning that in this season
Absolutely.
that I need to be able to just leave it.
I'm
Thank you,
proud of
best
you,
friend.
best friend. I know.
Yeah,
I'm so proud of you. Just hearing that is like music to my ears. I just want to dance. Like, yes, you tell them, girl. Okay.
no,
It's so
seriously.
important, right? We talk,
Yeah,
look, with this podcast called Boundaries and More. You got to set them boundaries. And that's what it looks
absolutely.
like sometimes. And what I do want to say is tell the people, like, because again, what I was hearing and which just so clear to me, there's
Hmm.
clarity in the stillness.
Ooh, yeah,
There's
yeah.
clarity in the stillness. And I know for sure I've been getting that message after, like, when I'm disconnecting from the other stuff, again, I have to stop getting and consuming this information to implement
Hmm.
more because I've been implementing and consuming. No, I needed to step back. I don't need to
Right.
consume right now. I just need to produce, right?
Yeah.
I'm just working, putting that work in. But again, being still, I'm getting more clear on the things, the direction I'm going in, how my stuff is, my program and everything is building out. Like everything is just come falling into place because of that stillness. Whole lot of clarity there. Whew,
A
child.
whole
Okay.
and with the clarity, I find myself, I do take these solo travel trips. And
Yeah, you
everybody will
do.
say, oh, I love solo traveling. To me, honestly, it is the best form of travel. Even, love a vacation, you love a family trip, you girl, whatever that is, right? But the reason why I find so much gratitude in solo travel is because there is this clarity that I'm not getting, day to day. Yes, I may have clarity, and yes, peace is wherever you go, right? But I think it's a mental clarity because all that fogginess, you're taking a break from, like you said, consuming all this
Mhm.
information, whether it's social media, whether it's reading, whether it's the environment and the spaces that you are in, and
Yeah.
going to a new space and be like, wow, that's what peace looks like over here. I want some of that. So
Yeah.
whatever it is that, you know, you find these new ways to have clarity, to be able to be still, and you adapt these new practices. Like I said, some you may pick up and put down, some you may, hey, I can juggle these two at once in this season. But that is what I love to do. Like I know, and like some people when they're in relationships and stuff, like, oh man, like people may be like, oh, solo travel, how can you do that? Like, no, you need that. You really do need it. I will challenge everyone to at least take one solo trip, whether it's to the next town, it could be a weekend getaway, whether it's the next state over. Hey, if you're comfortable with that, maybe try the next country over, right?
Who
But
child?
I definitely think that, there is a lot of benefits of solo travel and finding that clarity or stillness that you may need.
Absolutely. And I definitely agree in that way. Now I'm gonna tell you, I've done a couple different states solo travel without the
Hmm.
wife, but haven't done the international travel
Oh,
without her
it's the
yet.
best.
You know,
It's
well, I don't know. I almost did it. A couple months ago, I almost had a decided to go on an international trip by myself, and then we decided like, nah, like Kim is like, no, I'm gonna be there with you. So yeah, but I definitely do the state to state. Even before I got married or in a relationship or whatever, I was doing the state to state by myself, but I still have not done the international. Um, yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I'm really like into it to the international by myself. I guess I don't know, best friend, but I know you like you're a rider for that. You about that life
yeah.
for real.
Oh,
Like
absolutely.
I just
Absolutely.
I
And
commend
to me,
you.
it's not about, being able to like say like, oh, I went to this place or whatever. It to me it's about the experience. I love to be
Mhm.
able to really talk to other people and view their viewpoints on life. One of my very close friends, I went to Costa Rica on a solo travel trip. Um, and I like to try different coffee shops and all these different things, right? I was reading at that time, I was reading the Four Agreements. Um,
Mhm.
so I was reading the Four Agreements. I was almost finished at the coffee shop reading, and I began talking to him. And he's just this absolutely beautiful soul. Gave me so many perspectives. And to this day, we are very close friends. But I would
Oh,
have
that's
never
awesome.
to experience that if I hadn't went, on this solo travel trip and be exposed to different things and allow myself to really be like, okay, let me see what this person is talking about. Let me see, you know, let me see what their state of mind is. And it just found that friendship, even till today, it is such a beautiful blessing. And I'm so grateful for that. So shout out
Man,
to Costa Rica.
I know. I was looking there recently to thinking about some, birthday traveling spots. But we'll talk about that offline another time.
Okay,
But
let's stay
maybe I
focused.
need to put that back in the mix. We'll discuss. But
Yeah.
man, best friend, I know that I can talk to you all day,
Right.
and we we'll likely, talk later.
Mhm.
But I want to know, is there anything else you want to leave the people with or give the people while you here
Yeah,
before we wrap this up?
absolutely. One, I think that you will always know your season if there's rest there in that season. You will know
Mm,
clarity. I told you, best friend, that rest lives in the neighborhood of peace, right?
amen.
And and after that, there's joy is following right after. So even whatever season that you are in right now, give yourself some grace, give yourself some rest, and know that joy is coming.
Absolutely.
And that's where we can, you know, be able to look ahead and say, hey, I know joy is right around the corner. I feel it. I feel it, best friend.
Yeah. You said it's in, oh my gosh, it's in the neighborhood, y'all. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's go. So, best friend, tell the people where they can find you on Instagram or
On
wherever you want
Instagram.
them to connect with you. How can they connect?
Oh, absolutely. Thank you. On Instagram, you can find me at Lon Boogie. So it's LonBoogie. If you like to tap in with my poetry, it is at Love Reinterpreted. So that's LoveReinterpreted. All right.
Let's
So
go.
uh, if you want to check me out there, I'd love to get up with you sometime.
Absolutely. And I'll make sure that we put it on the screen for people that watching, they can actually see it. So again, y'all, I want to plug this. Don't forget, Bestie got a book, okay, y'all? Go and get that today. Returning to Love. All right? Like on Amazon, everywhere you can find it, right, best friend?
Absolutely. Amazon, Barnes and Nobles. Go ahead and get you a copy. Get you two copies and share one with someone.
I know that's right. Like y'all, so good. And I really appreciate y'all listening today. Again, this is like to me, it feel like a behind the scenes chat. Like we literally
Mm.
chat and talk like this in real life. Like I told y'all, this is my bestie in real life. So thank you for tuning in. I really pray that y'all go out and have an absolutely amazingly beautiful day. And follow us on Instagram at Boundaries and More Podcast. Again, on Instagram at Boundaries and More Podcast. You know what it is. If you like, subscribe, comment, all of that good stuff. And if you want us to go deeper into anything or want me to talk about something, hey, if y'all want the bestie back on the podcast, let me know that too. All right.
Tap
So we'll talk to y'all.
in. Tap
What'd you say,
in.
best friend?
Leave some comments and let us know.
Absolutely. Tap in. Let's go, y'all. All right. Talk to y'all next week.